Okay, so the biggest party of the summer is done. And much better than Battleground, but that's not saying much. A random episode of Raw was probably better than Battleground. Opening contest, Miz, Dolph Ziggler, IC Championship. Dolph wins. Nice match, good, solid back and forth. A nice opener. Not as solid as an opener as what we've seen from like the Wyatts and Usos past couple pay-per-views, but still a very solid opener. AJ and Paige. A vastly superior match to what they had at Battleground. Again, a match that seemed like they had a lot of anger going into it, so it was more of kind of like a brawling sort of match and didn't have as much crispness as it should have had. AJ has Paige in the Black Widow. Paige powers out of it into the Rampage, essentially kind of like a held cradle DDT. 1, 2, 3, new champion Paige. Okay, not bad. Not bad. Dean Ambrose, Seth Rollins lumberjack match. Wow. Wow. This match, those two guys whooped the daylights out of each other inside the ring. Ambrose hits a curb stomp when they get towards the end of it. Goes for the pin. By this time, the Lumberjacks had done a horrible job controlling the match. That, like Ambrose and Rollins had left the ring. Kane comes down, tries to get everyone back into the ring. Ambrose is about to win the match. Kane comes in, attacks Ambrose, which brings in Goldust, which brings in everybody from the outside. I mean, this match was better than the Battle Royal at Battleground. I mean, it used so many people, and it used them well. And the fire and the feud between Ambrose and Rollins was just perfect. That should have been your pre-main event match. That match was just perfect. Super chaotic finish. Rollins runs in with the briefcase and nails Ambrose. 1, 2, 3. Dang near flawless match. Flag match. Swagger Rusev. Swagger comes down with the color guard. So you're thinking, oh, maybe he's going to win. Before the match even begins, Rusev goes to attack Swagger. Swagger picks the ankle. The rest of the match, Rusev, injured ankle. Swagger, injured ribs. Great back and forth with these two. These two guys did a really solid psychological match. With Rusev trying to put in the accolade, but his ankles bothered him, so he actually couldn't use it with both legs. He did I think it was the Arabian camel clutch. It's the version that Sabu used to always use. And it wasn't enough to beat Swagger. Swagger got him on an ankle lock, but couldn't quite get enough into it because it kicks to the ribs. Nice psychology. Nice psychology. They told a good story with Swagger eventually passing out to the accolade. So, nice match. Solid match. Rusev's still undefeated. Nice story. Worked well. Was a solid match. I'll go now with Roman Reigns, Randy Orton. I was not excited about this match at all. Primarily because I think we've seen these guys in way too many pay-per-view matches. Way too many pay-per-view matches. Whether it was Shield versus Evolution, whether it was from that, or whether it's like an elimination match, or it's a Money in the Bank ladder match, or it's a Fatal 4-Way match, or it's a 2-on-1 handicap match on Raw, or a 1-on-1 match on SmackDown. I mean, these two guys have wrestled together way too many times. We really knew we weren't going to see anything new. We saw one new move, and that was like off the top rope Samoan drop. Orton hits an RKO, 1, 2, kick out from the Samoan Cena. Roman Reigns hits a spear, 1, 2, 3. That's it, Orton's done. Okay. Entirely predictable match, and it was probably one of the worst matches on the card. Because you got two guys who really need somebody that they work well with, and they just don't seem to gel that well with each other. And we've seen them have so many matches, we know almost verbatim what they're going to do. It's kind of a dull match. Wyatt, Jericho. Their match at Battleground was okay. Was okay. It wasn't great, it was okay. Wyatt seemed to channel that Daniel Bryan Wyatt Royal Rumble match. And this match was good. Told a great story, nice psychology. When Bray is yelling in a match and he's bringing the crowd in, it does a phenomenal job. See his sister Abigail on the outside to the barricade, goes in the ring, another sister Abigail, 1, 2, 3. Nice, good match, nice story, game, set, match. Stephanie and Brie. Steph came down in an outfit that looked like she was either going to become a villain in the Wonder Woman movie, or she added stuff to like an old Beth Phoenix outfit, but looked in really fantastic shape. And she put on an absolute clinic on Brie. I'm watching this match going, wow. Brie is getting in next to nothing. I mean, she's getting a few moves here and there, try to go for the yes lock. It was just poor. I get tired of them using the Brie mode thing, because that, of course, is when she was, again, she'd be like Alcoholic Stupor and Total Divas, and she'd yell, Brie mode! So yeah. She locks in the yes lock. Nikki comes down, Triple H gets involved. Now all of a sudden, Steph's in the ring with Nikki and Brie. Shock, Nikki attacks Brie. Pedigree, 1, 2, 3. I will say, what made this match was two things. Stephanie, having not wrestled in a decade, appeared to be probably the most dominant woman we've seen in the better part of like 5 years. She did a phenomenal job in that match. Looked great. Like she hadn't missed a beat. Great job on her behalf. And apparently, hopefully, we'll not have Nikki and Brie face each other, which is like the last storyline they can do with those two. But they need to do something, because those two together is boring. We've seen those two together since day one. Put them against each other, might actually do something. That, and there's really no one else who's currently tagging in the women's division. Now we come to the main event. Brock Lesnar, John Cena. To sum up this match in one word, it's German. German. Brock hit release German suplexes after release German suplex after release German suplex after release German suplex. This never hits an F5 like in the beginning of the match when Cena kicks out on. Alright, now it's just German. 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 Flurry by John Cena. AA, and I'm thinking, oh god, he's going to beat Brock Lesnar. Oh, Brock kicks out. Okay. Brock says that like Undertaker. Alright. German. 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 Good luck, German. German. Well, now he's holding on with the Germans. German. 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 I'm watching it going, man, this is like, I used to play like a SmackDown game, and it was, yeah, I don't think pinning them yet. Release German. Release German. Release German. I'm just going to German until I get tired of doing German suplexes. Cena locks in the STF. Brock powers out. And it's like, screw it. Begins to waylay the daylights out of John Cena. It's another F5, 1, 2, 3. So Cena got stuffed. He got stuffed hard. I mean, he got flat out. He was victimized by Brock Lesnar in a match that was brutal, but so slow. Well, I know that Brock is this really just hard, straight at you, deliberate pace, but this was the main event of SummerSlam, and the crowd's chanting, boring. Because it was like, release German. Look at John. Pick him up. Release German. Look at John. Pick him up. Release German. It was like, man. How is it you're like, release German? Ground and pound. Just ground and pound for Just do something else beyond release Germans. But slow, methodical, and he flat out destroyed John Cena. So 3 titles defended, 3 new champs.